There is so much power in slowing down and taking time to reflect. I don't think we can even begin to have new visions and plans if we don't make time to do this. So let's lean into wintering, create this space, and realign for 2025. Thank you for being here and for coming along on the journey.
Happy Monday and happy full moon. It feels good to have a full moon on a Monday. I really feel like you can have a fresh start whenever you want and as many fresh starts as you want. I feel like the start of the week, the start of the month, a new moon or a full moon, the start of the year, whatever it looks like for you, the start of a new season or an equinox or solstice. These types of things always just feel really connected with nature, and I just love leaning into that with my life and my business. But it's the start of a new week, and I feel like I'm finally settled down after the crazy holiday season and then spending the last few days getting reset with everything for my business. So yeah, it's a fresh new week, and it feels like the first week that I can actually just sit and have the chance to reflect on stuff from last year. I actually have a minor preventative surgery that I'm going into today, so I'm not sure how I'll feel after that. They said the recovery process is really fast, but I just want to make sure that I'm not overextending myself or putting too much on my plate this week. And don't worry, I am completely fine. I'm just not necessarily ready to share yet. But the good news is the biggest things on my to-do list this week are to catch up on some knitting. I am very low in inventory and I really need to make sure the shops are stocked. And to just give myself time to do my reflections about last year. So I'm very excited that those are the only major things that I have. Obviously, there are other small business things too, but I just wanted to give myself some space in case I need a little bit of extra time for recovery. But it feels good starting a fresh new week, especially on a full moon with all of those things tied up, and just really focus on settling into the new year.
Watching you was such a thrill. All that I could do was laugh. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it back.
I'm feeling so much better today. I am amazed at how quickly I'm going through the healing process. But I'm still trying to take it easy and just be gentle with myself. I feel like January is the perfect time to do that, and I don't know if you've ever read the book Wintering by Catherine May, but it is all about healing and self-discovery, and just it's a really beautiful book, and it talks about how rest and retreat, especially during times of difficulty or pain, is really helpful. And I read this book a few years ago when I was going through a really tough period of grief, and it really helped me. And it also really set me on this totally new path and trajectory in my business, and it's what kind of sparked my pivot. This pivot has been happening for a couple of years, to be honest, and it's taking a little bit to get here. but that's kind of when I started this YouTube channel too, was just wanting to document that journey and how I'm growing and changing through it all. And it all stemmed from healing and personal growth. And I feel like truly running a creative business or any business is like a boot camp in personal growth and healing. But I'm very excited. I sent that workbook that I've been working on to the printers and they have a sample ready for me to pick up. I can't wait to see the book. I honestly can't wait to use it and test it out, because this is kind of like the culmination of all of the various resources that I've used over the last few years to reset and reflect and make plans and goals for my business. And I basically just wanted to create the resource that I wanted to see and that I wish I'd had. So I'm very excited to show you and to hear what you think about it as well. And I'm even thinking that this might be something that I want to polish up and eventually sell. So let me know if this is even something that you'd be interested in. It's really just a tool that I've been using and has really helped me find more alignment and just live more intentionally and seasonally, both in life and in business as well.
Bye. See you later.
Good morning. Okay, I have the sample of the workbook that I'm bringing for Iceland. It is so cool seeing this in real life. I feel like it's just been the culmination of so much work and so many years of like, I don't know, figuring out my own systems and how I reevaluate my business every year and find more alignment. And I'm just excited to see how everyone reacts to it, and I think it'll really help people. But I do need to go through it one more time. I just want to make sure. I was looking through it quickly last night and there's a couple of typos, so I need to get this back to the printer so that she can do the final run. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that first, but I have so much to share with you. My energy is so much higher today, and I have a lot to talk to you about. But I need to do this first. We've had a very cozy but also productive morning. I'm feeling really good. I feel like I don't know, this week is just really needed. A lot of rest, a lot of thinking. But I sent the final edits of the workbook to the printer, so hopefully I get them tomorrow or early next week. I cannot wait to show you, and I'm going to be using it for my own year-end reflections from 2024 and my planning for 2025. I also finally sent out another newsletter. I hadn't sent out a newsletter since before the holidays, and usually I try to send one once a week, but I feel like at the beginning of the year it's kind of like it's fine to like ease back in. But I've been thinking a lot lately, and we've been having a lot of discussions in the Discord community. We actually have a group call scheduled for next week, so if you want to be part of the group call in the Discord, please join. There's a link below for how to join the Discord community. But basically, I've been thinking a lot about how I want my content strategy to look this year. And mostly because, like I mentioned, I have not been on Instagram since before the holidays. I don't feel called to go back. I feel a lot of resistance actually, and I want to listen to that. But at the same time, I really cherish the relationships that I've built there and the connections. I also do have brand partnerships that I need to do deliverable content for, and I don't want to just be posting if I have partnership or affiliate content to share. So I need to figure out a way to post regularly and use it more as like a touch point or a portfolio, or to just like, hey, I'm here, but not focus my energy there, I guess. And I've been thinking about ways that I want to do that. One of the things, of course, that I really want to focus more on is YouTube, and just to be consistent. Last year, I felt like I was very consistent. I posted almost once a week for the entire year, and I really have loved it, truly. Like, I feel like it's been a really amazing way to share the journey and what I'm going through pivoting my business. I also feel like the people I've met have come into the Discord community or found me elsewhere, and we've been able to connect. And I'm trying to figure out like how to further connect with you via YouTube, because it's been so fun. And the self-reflection piece for me has truly changed a lot of things for my journey. Like, I don't know if you watched the video from this summer, but by sharing what I've been going through, it made me realize that I needed to let go of my other business, for example. So I don't know, I have nothing but good things to say, and I really enjoy it. And creating the videos is honestly another creative outlet for me, which I've been really loving. I also really want to focus on my email list. The emails I send, I try to send once a week newsletters, and, you know, obviously I do have some emails that are like sales emails, like, hey, I have new products, please buy them. But mostly it's just a little bit like this, where I'm sharing about what's going on, resources. It's kind of like a cozy little catch up, sharing some joys, sharing, I don't know, other things. So if you're not on my email list, I'll put a link down below for you to join that as well. But I don't know, those places just feel a little bit more authentic as far as connecting and sharing. I know we always talk about community, and community is two-sided, right? It takes both parties to commune with each other. And so I'm trying to figure out more ways where it's not just me sharing at you, it's that we can actually connect and chat and talk and things like that. And I've so loved whenever someone responds to the newsletters. I feel like Discord has been a really great way to actually communicate and chat. But I don't know, tell me your thoughts. Like, what platforms are you using? Like, how are you feeling about connecting in the online space these days? I've just been thinking so much about it, and especially with all of these changes with Meta and like taking away fact checking, I feel like it's not in line with my values of inclusivity and facts and science and supporting marginalized groups and, you know, being a safe space and a light, which is, I think, equally why I don't want to abandon the platform completely, because we still need to take up that space there and to create safe spaces and places where people can find you and then maybe go further into your communities. So, I don't know, lots of thoughts. I had a really amazing coaching session yesterday. I've been working with a business coach for the last maybe 4 months, and it's been amazing. And she's helped me through so much. I mean, we do so much on our own, and even with like biz besties and stuff, but it's so nice to have someone who is kind of in that mentorship or like tough love kind of role. And she has certainly been that for me, so I'm very grateful. I'll put her information below too, because she has a podcast called Just a Wild Thought, and it's great, and I definitely recommend. But yeah, so that's just where I'm at. I just sent a newsletter and I talked all about this because I'm not sure when I'm going to get back on Instagram, and when I do, I want to be very intentional about it. But yeah, this is just the reality of creating content for your business. Of course, as a product-based business owner, I also am still making products behind the scenes and do feel like Instagram is a great way to share the products. But this is all just me thinking out loud about how I'm feeling about it, and just wanting to be intentional, I guess. Okay, I think Arya's starting to get a little bit restless, so let's take her on a little walk and just get some fresh air. It's been really cold, like single digits or negatives Fahrenheit, but it's still really nice and sunny, and I honestly love the crisp cold weather. Like, it just makes me feel so alive. But let's just take a little break and go outside. Okay, I just wanted to do a quick fit check because these pants have been such a game changer for getting outside during the cold weather. And right now, if you're watching this video when it comes out, I have a 30% off coupon code to share with you. But these are the Furnos insulated pants from Stio. This is actually a Stio puffy jacket as well. This is the Hometown Down puffy. And these pants have been a game changer for getting outside when it's super cold. This video isn't sponsored by Stio, but I am an affiliate. So if you use my affiliate link and my discount code below, you'll get 30% off your entire order. Stio is one of the few brands that I work with because they are committed to sustainability and ethics in their manufacturing practices as well. But I definitely recommend. They put so much thought into the designs of their clothing and they'll last you a really long time. But truly, these insulated pants I've been wearing almost every single day. They're super soft and comfy and they've been perfect for getting outside when it's cold, and they're really cute. So again, this video is not sponsored by Stio, but I am an affiliate, so if you use my affiliate link and my discount code, you'll get 30% off of your entire order. Kidding, I did not end up doing my reflections yesterday. I feel like I just tried to put too much on my to-do list still, but it's January and we're trying to slow down and not do too much, and I feel like we need to create space to do reflections, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to be in a very calm headspace and a little bit energized so you can look and reflect in a way that's very meaningful and impactful. But yeah, so I got home yesterday from the walk and I felt kind of tired, so I just sat and knit. But today I'm feeling refreshed, so let's do some reflecting. I am so excited to dive into this book. This is still the rough draft. I finished all of the edits and sent them to the printer earlier this week, so I'm excited to just get some feedback on it. And I do have a Notion template that I use for a lot of these things as well, but I'm excited to try using the physical copy. So I'm just going to dive in and, I don't know, test out my work. I still can't believe I made this. It's kind of crazy when you see something in its physical form. Like, I don't know. It's different than a PDF. I feel like having something physical like this and writing things down, like I actually have all of these, I don't know where they are right now, but these big sketchbooks that I get that are blank pages, there's no lines in them, but for some reason it just feels a little more creatively free to not have lines, and so I can draw things, I can write, all of that stuff. But it's been a really nice way to just get my thoughts down on paper and to even map out ideas and visions and stuff like that. But if you watch my previous videos, I don't do any of my big like planning until the spring, and the way my business is, February and March are still really busy in the shops, so I kind of just let things flow the way they've been flowing until the end of that season, and then spring really feels like my new year in business, and that's where I lay down all of my big plans. But in January, it's kind of nice to have some time to do some visioning and dreaming and just putting things down and reflecting on how things have been. And I've been thinking so much about traditional entrepreneurship and business and how it's all about growth and scaling and all that stuff, and also just how we use social media for business. And I don't know, I feel like this has just been a really hot topic because of all the changes that Meta is making, and I actually feel like I have had really good boundaries around social media for my business, but I also feel this strong pull to really shake things up this year in 2025. And so I kind of want to have an intentional way to do that. And yesterday I actually got an email from one of my brand partnerships talking about one of the deliverables we need to be posting next week. And I was just like, I don't want my first post back to be an affiliate post. So I have to post something before that happens. But these are just like the real time, okay, how are we going to shift in the real way if this is still part of my brand and business model? So anyway, lots to think about. I'm just sharing all of this with you because it's kind of the reality of making a big pivot, and I have been in a big pivot for the last couple of years, but I feel like this year I want to keep shaking things up, but maybe in like a bigger way. So I hope you've been enjoying coming along on this ride with me, and guaranteed there will be big shifts happening for me this year again. And it seems like a lot of people are leaning that way too in the business and creative spheres that I'm in. So I don't know. We actually have a group chat scheduled in the Discord community for next week. I think by the time this video comes out, we would have already had it. But if you want to be part of future group calls like that, join the Discord community. I have a link down below. It's totally free. It's really just a space that I want to have for our community and a place to actually just chat and to get to know each other and to talk through things like this in real time. And I would love for you to be part of it.
Take me to the ruins, aquifers and springs, baby ferns uncurling, every living thing.
It is so crazy what happens when you like sit down and just look at your notes from last year and like the goals. I'm sitting here looking at my plans and goals from 2024, and I kept a clarity journal, which was super interesting. And there are some through lines that I'm just like, yeah, I am so excited for what this year will look like, having made some of these changes or leaning more into them. And even just like some of the goals that I made, and seeing what I did accomplish and what I didn't. I think it's so important to reflect. And I wrote a letter to myself reflecting on last year that I'm excited to read next year and seeing what happens in a year. And I feel like, you know, we can feel really bogged down by what we accomplished or what we didn't, what we think we should have, seeing what other people have done and their goals, and then thinking, I didn't do anything. But when you actually sit down and look back, especially if you have notes, especially like watching back videos from last year or journal entries or something like that, it's just so interesting. And you kind of realize like, oh, I actually did a lot of cool stuff. And if you didn't, that's also okay. Some years are years of healing and nurturing as well, but those are also wins. So I do think it's important to recognize those things, but it feels really good to have sat down to reflect. I actually can't wait till the spring when I actually sit down and make the big plans as well. But in the next video, I will share all of these reflections with you and what I accomplished, what I didn't do, and some of these plans and thoughts going into this year and how I want to change things in a big way, because I've been thinking a lot about it, and I have some ideas. So thank you so much for watching and coming along. I am just going through this huge period of transformation, and I'm grateful to have you walking alongside me for it. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I will see you in the next video.
Put back together.